Hey, welcome to Kate's Crafts. I'm Kate. Today I would like to share with you some itty bitty cards that I made. Let's get started. I'm using a package of Recollections 2.5 by 3.5 inch card and envelope set. And these are what they kind of look like. And I will be zhuzhing them up. I've cut matching card bases to go with the 2.5 by 3.5 inch little cards, and I will be using the outside in-stitched rectangle die to cut out a nice little border. You can see it here. So they'll be a little bit smaller than the card base. I'll also be using the thank you tag stamp that I recently got, and I'll be using the flagged banner one. So I'll line that up on my little card here. Careful not to have it too uneven. I like to switch it around a little bit like this just so I can get a better eyeball of it. And once I'm happy with that, I will close the door and pick it up with the window there. Here I'm using some My Favorite Things extreme black ink because I always have it on my desk and it's usually my go-to. I'm also going to use some Violet's ABCs that I recently got. I talk about them in my last video, my scrap and stamp haul. Now, I don't know about you, but I often struggle with thin little stamps like this. Sometimes I'll try to wet my fingers to make sure that they're not sticky, but to line these things up, I have such a go at it, and I always seem to be the last one to get off the struggle bus with these. So you'll see here in a minute that I just kind of off camera spritz my fingers, wet them up a little bit, and try and try and try. And then finally I get the idea of maybe I should just use one letter and that would help. But I don't get to that point for quite some time, and it's rather silly because I should just pick a spot, line one of them up, and go with that. And this is where I kind of run with that idea. It just took me a minute to get there. Sometimes it does that. It takes me a minute to get there. So once I figure out the placement of this, I'll pick that up with the Misti door, and then I'll just line up the other ones together on this one. So I've put a piece of white cardstock behind it so I can see the grid lines a little bit better because they don't really show up on my gray Cricut mat, which I absolutely love this gray Cricut mat. It's a self-healing mat. My little sister gave it to me for Christmas, and I think I like it best compared to all the other mats that I have. It doesn't shine back, so it's nice. So once I'm happy with everything here, I'm going to take a look at it, make sure. And then I'll be stamping out 4 different colors. I have Candied Apple, Wilted Violet, Mustard Seed, and Peacock. I'll only show you the mustard seed, that way you don't have to be subjected to see me stamp out every single one. Otherwise we'll be here all day, and I don't want you to lose interest, because I have some bonus cards at the end of this video if you'd like to check them out. So once I'm done with that, and I've stamped out all the other ones, I am going to stamp out a greeting that says, "Sending happy wishes your way," from the Scripty Autumn Sentiments by Long and Fawn. I like this stamp set. I think it's rather cute. So here I'm going to pick them out, and I'm going to line them up on this card. Again, I'm only going to show you one because it would be kind of boring to see me stamp out the same thing 4 different times. And who's got time for that? I know you don't. I did, but that's only because I was making them. So once I've got those lined up, and I'm happy with the placement, I will close the Misti door to pick them up, and I will be stamping them out in some extreme black ink. Now, for a split second here, I thought maybe I would add more to it, but I kind of wanted to keep these little cards simple because they're so small, and they're cute, and I didn't want to make them too busy. So I'm going to stamp them out a couple of times, just running my fingers over the words so I don't get too smooshy, and I get some crisp lines. Now here I have the purple tape. I don't know if I got a bad batch of purple tape, but I only get one use out of it, and I like to use my low-tack tape a couple of times if I can. I do have the Spellbinders yellow tape, which I can get a couple of uses out of. And this stuff, it just, I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. It just doesn't suffice for me. I don't know, maybe you like it and it's your go-to brand. Tell me in the comments below if you've tried this out, this particular tape out. I personally don't like it. I think there are other ones similar to it, of the same brand. I can't think of it offhand what it is. Maybe iCrafters, or I don't know. I like some of their brand, or some of their stuff in that brand, but this particular tape, I don't know, maybe the one without the flowers is better. So here what I'm doing is realizing that I wanted to cut along the dots, not the lines. So I'm going back and cutting along the dots, because what I want to do is keep a border around the banner like that. Just take it into about the dots, because we're going to do a little bit of ink blending with the corresponding Distress Oxide inks that go with the Distress inks that I use to stamp them all out. And again, that will be in Candied Apple, Wilted Violet, Mustard Seed, and Peacock Feathers, just to kind of keep it matchy-matchy. So this idea I've got going on, I can't entirely lay claim to it, because I recently watched one of my crafty friends' videos, Jordy from Jordy's Cards, and she takes some low-tack tape and masks off around the edges right up to the stitched border that the outside-in stitched rectangle die makes. And I thought it was rather clever. I'll be sure to link her video in the description box below if you guys want to check it out. I highly recommend her cards. She does some creative work, and her cards are absolutely lovely. So anyway, with that in mind, I'm just taking my low-tack tape here, and I'm going around the edges, and she uses 3 colors in her ink blending, whereas I'm just only going to use 1. Again, because these cards are so small, I don't need much to add interest into these. I mean, I could, but at this point I don't really want to overdo it because it's a simple card. So here I'm going to take some mustard seed, and I'm just going to go around and ink blend that in, and make sure that it's got a nice and bold color, and it blended evenly. So that way when we peel and reveal, there'll be white spots, which I think the contrast of them will look neat with the different colored ink. So once we've peeled that all off, you get to see the finished result. Ta-da! That's so cute. I like that. So once I've got that finished, I've gone ahead and done the other 3. And all I have left now to do is add them to the card bases. So I'm going to take some of this Scrapbook Adhesive Easy Runner, and I'm going to add some to the back of this. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of glue. Oh, I always put like a little piece of low-tack tape on the inside to keep the card closed so I could properly line everything up. So once I've put a little bit of glue down on that, I am going to flip it over and kind of line it up. Now, this is going to create a different border to it. It'll be skinny on the ends, and then fat on the top and bottom there. And I kind of like how they turned out. But to take it one step further with these little envelopes, I'm going to take what's left on my ink brushes, and I'm just going to add some ink to the bottoms of these just to kind of give it a little bit, and then give it a little bit on the back with the envelope flap there. And I don't know, I thought those looked rather cute together. So here's the finished product, and as promised, I'll add some bonuses here. So I've got these thank you so much cards that I also made using similar techniques. I did 4 different colors in these. I did 4 different colors in these too, the Sunshines and Smile cards. And on the inside here we have To Brighten Your Day. I also did some that says Sending Big Hugs. And on the insides of these, they say nothing but a paper airplane with a heart. So, if you've enjoyed today's content or found it helpful, please give this video a like. I also invite you to subscribe, as I post videos weekly. Here's another video I think you might enjoy. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Take care.